Once upon a time in the bustling city of London, there lived three imaginative siblings, Wendy, John, and Michael Darling. They lived in a cozy house with their parents and a wonderful dog named Nana, who acted like their perfect nanny. Now, our story truly begins one magical night. Wendy, the oldest of the siblings, told her brothers tales of a faraway place called Neverland, where children never grew up. She spoke of mermaids, Indians, and the enigmatic lost boys, all ruled by Peter Pan, the boy who could fly. That very night, Wendy spotted a puzzling shadow that seemed not to belong to any person. Who could lose their shadow? She wondered aloud. As the clock ticked toward midnight, a small figure soared through their open window. It was Peter Pan himself, but in a bit of a pickle. He had somehow lost his shadow during his last visit. Peter looked at Wendy and pleaded, "Could you help me sew my shadow back on?" Wendy obliged, and the sewing began. As the shadow reunited with its owner, Peter's eyes gleamed with gratitude. "Come with me to Neverland," he invited joyfully. With a sprinkle of magic dust that made hearts flutter, Peter taught Wendy, John, and Michael how to fly. They whooshed over rooftops, crossing stars until they found themselves in the captivating land of Neverland. Neverland was everything Wendy had described and more. The charming fairies sprinkled sparkles of light. The mermaids giggled by the shore. The lost boys greeted the newcomers with warmth and curiosity. Peter Pan introduced them to Tinker Bell, his fairy companion, who wasn't too fond of Wendy, but was quite mischievous herself. Everything was lively and wonderful, but the adventure was just beginning. Lurking in the shadows was the fearsome Captain Hook and his band of burly pirates. Hook was Peter's arch-nemesis with a vendetta as sharp as his hooked hand. The children had many adventures. They swam with mermaids and danced with Indians. Soon they found themselves face to face with the dreaded pirates. Tinker Bell's fairy brilliance guided them, while Peter Pan's sword skills kept Hook at bay. In the heart of the battle, Hook captured Wendy and threatened to have her walk the plank. Just as it seemed Wendy's fate was sealed, Peter Pan arrived in the nick of time, sparking a pirate duel that rattled the ship. Encouraged by the chants of "Never give up" from John and Michael, Peter Pan performed a daring maneuver. He tricked Captain Hook and sent him stumbling overboard to his squeaky crocodile nemesis. The children cheered with joy and gratitude, embracing Peter warmly. But as all stories tell, every adventure must come to an end. Wendy knew that even though Neverland was a place where time stood still, she and her brothers had to return home. She felt torn between the magical world and her life in London. Peter understood and escorted them back through his sparkling universe. He ensured they landed safely back into their cozy beds. When morning broke, Wendy, John, and Michael awoke, believing their night in Neverland was but a dream. Yet, the twinkle in their eyes told of wonders and mysteries held close to their hearts. As Nana wagged her tail with delight, Wendy whispered to herself, remembering Peter's promise, "Second star to the right and straight on till morning." And so, the darling children lived happily with memories of the night they flew beyond imagination.